Our last example takes you into the arena of risky choices. Do you follow a risk-seeking strategy or a risk-averse strategy? Let's see in the following example. Which would you choose if you were gambling? A. You have an 85% chance to win $100. B. You have a sure gain of $85.
I'll take the sure win.
Sure gain of 85.
A sure gain of 85.
People generally prefer $85 for sure over the gamble with the same expected actuarial value, and this pattern has been known as risk aversion. It's an aversion to a risky prospect.
Now suppose you have a 100% chance of losing $85 or an 85% chance of losing $100. Which would you choose?
Then I would take the chance.
I would take the 85% chance of losing.
I'll take the 85% chance to lose.
In this case, people seem to prefer the gamble over the sure loss. And that, again, is a very characteristic pattern. Notice that in this problem, just as in the one before, the gamble and the sure thing are equal in some sense. You can either lose $85 for sure or have a gamble which has an expected value of losing $85. But here, unlike the previous case, people very generally prefer the gamble.
The notion of accepting a dead loss is unthinkable for people, and the significance of the pattern that Danny just described is that people are willing to take often a very unreasonable risk of a much greater loss in order to avoid that sure loss.
So Danny, how would you sum up the practical implications of all we've been talking about?
What this analysis suggests is that under some conditions, and the conditions are knowable, we should not trust our intuitions because we are liable to predictable errors and to predictable biases. And it's not a matter that some people are much worse at it than other people. It is very much like perceptual illusions. Those are situations in which most people are likely to make errors which can be known in advance. And the fact that we can predict in advance when intuition might falter gives us some hope of implementing procedures to avoid those errors or implementing or improving some educational practices, at least to make people aware of the risks of error that they are running when they run them.